Welcome to the Art of Living Free series with Anthony Silard. We would love your support to keep these valuable videos and podcasts free for everyone. To make a donation, please visit theartoflivingfree.org. 100% of all proceeds go to nonprofit education programs. Today, Dr. Silard explores what Obama and Trump have in common. Part 1.
Hi, I'm Anthony Silard and welcome to the Art of Living Free. Today we're going to talk about what do Obama and Trump have in common. What? You're probably saying, okay, besides having the same number of letters in their last name, nothing. Like these guys are like oil and water, they're completely different, right? This is the basis of the bipartisanship in our country, polarization, because we see these as completely different, right? These two men. Well, there is one thing that Obama and Trump have in common. Each one of them was leading half the country. It wasn't always like this. I'm going to show you a table that I created based on data from the Pew Research Center, a study that they released in August 2020. All right? And what this table is showing you is the average approval ratings of a sitting president from their own party versus the approval from the opposition party. So, for example, if you were to look at Obama's approval ratings, it would be what are the ratings from Democrats on average for his tenure in the Oval Office versus the approval of Obama from Republicans, people who are registered as Republicans. So, based on this data, I've created what I call the incumbent opposition differential. Okay, what this is the difference between the average approval ratings of a sitting president by their own party members versus members of people who are registered as members of the opposition party. Let's take a look. Okay, so I want to draw your attention to a few things from this table. So this is when this data was first collected was Dwight Eisenhower's presidency from 1953 to 1961, 2 terms. So as you can see, his average approval rating from his own party was 88%. So just to highlight this, Trump's average approval from his own party, the Republicans, was 87%. So there's not a big change here. When basically the party that elects a sitting president tends to approve of that sitting president. So no big change so far, right? But now the plot thickens. Let's look at the average approval ratings from the opposition party, people who register as members of the opposition party, their approval ratings of the sitting president. Let's take a look at Eisenhower. 49% of the opposition party approved of Eisenhower. Now let's take a look at Trump. 6% of Democrats approved of Trump while he was in office. So you might say, well, this is Donald Trump, right? The Republicans loved him, Democrats didn't. Well, it's not quite that simple because there's a pattern here. Let's go back to the table. So before Bill Clinton, who started his term in 1993, and he was 2 terms until 2001, the opposition never had an approval rating of a sitting president under 30%. Never. Since this data was recorded, which given us back to 1953, we don't know what it was in the Civil War with Abraham Lincoln, but I don't think it was below 30%. But we don't have that data. Anyway, since we've had recorded data, the opposition has never, less than 3 out of 10 members of the opposition party have never disapproved of a sitting president. Well, after Clinton, that all changed. So let's look. With Clinton's the first time it dips below 30%. The opposition party members approve of Clinton, just citizens, U.S. citizens who registered as Republicans, approved of Clinton only 27 out of 100. So 27%. Then it keeps going down. With George W. Bush, the opposition party, which were Democrats, gave him an approval rating of 23%. Then with Obama, Republicans approved of Obama, only 14% of them approved of his performance in office. And then with Trump, Democrats, again, only 6 out of 100 Democrats approved of Trump's performance while in the Oval Office. So why is this happening, you might ask? Why is it that approval ratings by people who register with the opposition party of a sitting president have been in decline. Again, for the first time, with Clinton's 2 terms, 1993 to 2001, first time it dips before 30%. Well, my speculation here is that it's because of the internet. Our phones, our laptops, our tablets, and the social media, which has become a norm of technology-mediated communication through the internet. Because essentially what's been happening is that we have become members of divergent trust communities. We trust people with our views, and we tend to only pay attention to those who share those views. And we're getting completely different news now. And it's not just social media, also on television. Are you watching CNN? Are you watching CNBC, or are you watching Fox News? Right? Depends on your political persuasion. So we're getting very different news. And here's the kicker. Now, for example, if you compare CNBC versus Fox News, or if you compare the Washington Post with the Washington Times, or different newspapers, magazines, social media, at least there's still some social media that we're all using, which is the same social media, but we are following and listening to people who have views similar to our own. Well, that also is about to change. It's already changing. Where now, even in social media, we're not even going to have like a Twitter that Democrats and Republicans both pay attention to. We're going to have 2 separate social media sites. Same with Facebook. This is the way it's going, is these divergent media to where we don't even get the same news anymore based on our political persuasions. And this is not just a US phenomenon. It's happening in Zimbabwe, in the UK, in Mexico, in Argentina. All over the world, we're seeing more divergence, more polarization, more bipartisanship.
Life offers us many challenges, and the artoflivingfree.org offers new ways of thinking so we can see these challenges from a new angle and overcome them. Whether it's Anthony Silard's free blog, video or podcast series, his book, Screened in: The Art of Living Free in the Digital Age, or personalized courses, the artoflivingfree.org will help you refine your life vision and then transform it into action. Find out more at theartoflivingfree.org.